Hey there. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to Gratuitous Recipes if you'd love to learn how to make sourdough bread at home. Now, let's get straight to the recipe. Finally, bread. And not just any bread. Bread made only using flour, salt, and water. Bread that will wow your family and your friends and sustain your bellies very nicely. Now, I want to say up front that there's definitely a learning curve involved here. But if you have patience and stay dedicated, I promise you can create delicious, rustic sourdough at home. First, my story. As most of you know, I went to culinary school for pastries and bread back in 2008. After graduating, I went on to work at a bakery. Oh, those early, and I mean early, morning shifts. For a time before blogging took wing and I made this my business from home. During that time though, I didn't really make sourdough like this. At school and in the bakery, we used fresh yeast for all baked goods, so that's what I have experience with. It wasn't until 2010 when my parents gave me the tartine bread book for Christmas did I become interested in sourdough. And by interested, I mean I read the book cover to cover and dedicated myself for about a month to creating my own rustic bread at home. Guess what? It flopped. Every darn time. Eventually, I got very frustrated and busy with other recipe projects, so I gave up. Looking back, I now know exactly what I was doing wrong, which was keeping my starter and leaven in the fridge and not doing a long enough rise. Keeping your dough in the fridge works for many, but it didn't work for me. Oh. And by the way, that's rule number 1 here. What I say and what works for me might very well not work for you. I'm sorry for that frustrating news. All ovens are different, and since we're working with wild yeast here, a lot also depends on the temperature of your kitchen. So back to my story. We moved to Berkeley this past winter, and my first friend here just happened to be an incredible bread baker. She used the tartine method, and the first time we went over to their house for dinner, she totally wowed me with this incredible loaf of cranberry walnut bread, warm from the oven. I begged her for her secrets, and she happily gave me a little bit of her starter, along with her wonderful typed out directions and photos. So, with starter in hand, I got to work. This was at the very beginning of May. It's now just about August, and I've been baking bread every other day since. Once you try this bread, you will never be happy with any other grocery store packaged bread again, forever. Okay, Jenna, enough with the sappy stuff. Let's get to the point. So, here we go.